they're just hysterical. Republican pundit Will Pierce says Kamala Harris was not black, and now she's doing blackface. These people, I mean, it's like insulting every multiracial person in America. It's, which is like probably 20% of us. I know that there are a lot of people who are biracial, triracial, multiracial, whatever you want to call it. And now Republicans have decided that they're the ones who get to decide. I mean, this is like the old, in the South, back before the Civil War. If you were 1/16 black, you were black. Because the white people decided what defined black. We're just back there now. He says she's race baiting. She's doing blackface. She's not black. She's Jamaican American. Well, where do you think the people in Jamaica came from? And what do they call themselves? I mean, and he says she's Indian American. Well, yeah, she's never run away from that. She's embraced that too. You can be both. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. This is so bizarre. The Republicans, it's weird. They have this weird obsession with people's genitals. They have, what were you born as? Let me look before you go into that bathroom. And now that hysteria is just, really trash this poor woman boxer in the Olympics who was born a girl and grew up a girl and is a girl but somebody decided because she's big and she looks kind of masculine that she must be a trans man. No, she's it started out as a man. But it's like it's hate is what it is. Plus this weird obsession with people's genitals. Well, now they've got this weird obsession with people's race. And of course, that was the story of America for 500 years. And it was the story of the South, everything was about race. I mean, it's still the story of America, sadly. But, it's diminishing over time, frankly. Republicans are absolutely hysterical also now about this new group. It includes, this is called Republicans for Harris. And Stephanie Grisham, who was Donald Trump's press secretary. She was the White House press secretary during the Trump administration. And she has come out and said, I encourage other Trump administration officials who saw the tyrant we worked for in office to speak out and stand with Kamala Harris this November to keep integrity in the White House and ensure democracy for our country. Other people who have publicly joined Republicans for Harris include former Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld, Republican. He was also the 2016 Libertarian nominee for VP, and he challenged Trump in the 2020 primary. Former New Jersey Governor Christine Todd Whitman. Adam Kinzinger, former congressman from, Illinois, as I recall. Former Virginia Representative Denver Riggleman. Former Illinois Representative Joe Walsh, who also challenged Trump in the 2020 primary. And as I mentioned, Stephanie Grisham. Adam Kinzinger replied to an announcement via X, writing, "There's nothing conservative about Donald Trump. Conservatives believe in the Constitution, not a man's ego. Endorsing America and the future today and leaving the past in the dust, I'm endorsing Kamala Harris." Joe Walsh pointed to that post and said, 14 years ago, Adam Kinzinger and I were two conservative Republicans elected to Congress. 14 years later, Adam and I are two conservatives endorsing Kamala Harris. What happened? The GOP became an authoritarian embracing cult. Republicans, join us. You're better than Trump. And then the former editor of the Washington Post, Robert McCarney, wrote Republicans for Harris, and this is an interesting historical note, and he's right, by the way. He says, Republicans for Harris reminds me that in 1972, there was a sizable movement called Democrats for Nixon. Now, just a little background here. The Democrats for Nixon in 72 were basically the old pre-1965 Southern racist Democrats who were horrified by the Democratic Party having embraced the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. So anyhow, he writes, Republicans for Harris reminds me in the 72 Democrats for Nixon was a sizable movement. It was a sign of dissatisfaction with the Democrats' nominee McGovern. In 2024, such dissatisfaction on the GOP side is most welcome. And we remember how it went for McGovern. Yeah. Also, this is a fascinating story here. It just broke just a few minutes ago. Senator Ron Wyden, just hours ago, announced that they have now discovered even more bribes that Clarence Thomas took from Harlan Crow, the real estate billionaire. Turns out he took a trip between Hawaii and New Zealand in November of 2010 on Mr. Crow's private jet. How did Wyden find out this? Well, through Customs and Border Protection records showing that, that they had to leave and enter the United States in and out of Hawaii. Senator Wyden, the very progressive senator from Oregon, good guy, he said, "I am deeply concerned that Mr. Crow may have been showering a public official with extravagant gifts, then writing off those gifts to lower his tax bill." Gee, you think? This is just bribery. And what did Clarence Thomas do for Harlan Crow? He gave him Citizens United, among other things, but in particular Citizens United. And now the Chevron deference is blown up too. That, Harlan Crow was all in, well, I don't specifically know, but as a real estate developer, I'm guessing that he would have probably been very happy about that too.